Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. I'm your host, Colors Fade. It's episode 23. We have to level up some characters and we're going to respec a couple people. And we're going to do it a little differently than what I said at the end of the last episode. I had forgot the Pelagina gets something called Wrath of the Five Suns, which hurls some fireballs at an enemy, marks them, and gives her a significant damage bonus against that enemy until the end of battle. Great against boss mobs. Which means she really needs to be the offensive paladin, and our other paladin needs to be the defensive one. So we're going to have to respec him, and then we're going to respec her. And we're going to level up Adair. So we'll start by leveling him up. He's got athletics, he's got survival. We'd like to get him up to second level damage bonus. And then you can get a bonus knockdown, which I do like to get for him. That is kind of nice. I also want him to have apprentice sneak attack though. So right off the bat, we're just going to grab that. So Adair's done. And now what we're going to do is respec some people. Spend a little bit of money here. All right. You go into this hired adventure, but you don't want to do that. You just want to re-roll. We're going to respec Karzig. So all of this is set up. We want him to be a frontline guy. So it's more important that he have resolve because we need his deflection to be higher. So we're going to dip a couple of points off of his might because damage is going to be less important for him. We need his resolve to be pretty high. His perception, I think I'm going to take a couple of points off because I also want this. So you get him +6 deflection on this, +8 concentration, +12 will. We want him to be a frontline fighter type. So higher resolve, and this should be good. And high intellect so that we can get him, again, his aura's got to be bigger. We're going to still grab Flames of Devotion for him. We want him to do damage. His athletics and survival. We're going to try to get his survival up so that he can do second level damage reduction. And then over here, let's give him apprentice sneak attack right off the bat. So we do want everybody to have those bonuses. Now for his, we want this. Damage reduction aura and 15% of incoming hits are converted to grazes. So he gets the defensive aura. And then it becomes interesting. You can do Deep Faith, which modifies his faith and gives him some more deflection, +3 all defenses except deflection. So that's a nice one to give him. And then there are also some defensive things like you can do hold the line for +1 enemies engaged, and you can give him a weapon and shield style. So with the shield, he'll get +6 shield deflection. So I think I'm going to do that one first. This will give him second level damage reduction, and we can spend some more points in athletics for that. Now, here we get. So you could do Sworn Enemy, which is going to give him a damage bonus against people. You can do Liberating Exhortation, hostile effects suspended for 26 seconds, 2 per encounter. It's a really nice thing for him to have. We've seen hostile effects being, like if some of our people get paralyzed or knocked down or whatever. It's a really nice thing for him to have. You don't want it to be, it's modal zealous charge, not, cannot be active with other zealous auras. So we don't want to do any other zealous auras. I would either give him Sworn Enemy. This Inspiring Triumph is providing a temporary bonus to all defenses, but it's only for 13 seconds. It's really small, and it's passive. Inspires allies, providing temporary. I'd rather have this. I'd like him to be able to suspend hostile effects. So we'll do that. And then what we can do is set him up with, let's see, yeah, this is going to be his primary thing. He's not going to need that pike. He shouldn't need that. This is going to be his primary setup right there. Do that. He's got this big plate armor on. I don't think we have any more unique shields for him or unique weapons yet. So he'll be set up that way, which means that we can go down here, set him up there. Me and Pelagina will be in the back. And now we're going to respec her. So, same kind of thing. We definitely want our athletics up. We're going to want second level damage reduction for her. So, intense flames, her flames and devotion modifies damage to burn, but let's go with apprentice sneak attack first. What we want is, yeah, she's going to want two-handed style for her weapons. And we want Sky on a Flame, plus damage self, plus 5 damage reduction to burn, and plus 20 burn damage. We're going to want that to use with her thing, with her special ability. Right, so there's like 5 things right off the bat we want for her. We want Apprentice Sneak Attack. Viola Vidorio is going to give her, modify her Flames of Devotion for plus 20 attack speed for 7 seconds. And Intense Flames are going to give her plus 25 damage as burn. And then when you've done that with Sky on a Flame, which modifies all burn damage, that's really going to help. And then that's going to help her special ability. So we're going to start with Apprentice Sneak Attack. And then hers is going to be Zealous Focus. So accuracy and graze is converted to hit. She's the offensive paladin, which she already had. That was ability she already had. And then Intense Flames modifies flames and devotion. And she also gets critical focus, modifies Zealous Focus. I want to grab that. I'm going to make a note of that. And that's just kind of the thing I'm trying to do is get through... is figure out my build as I'm going. So if we give her in, we're going to want Savage Attack for her. In addition to, what is it? Vulnerable Attack? Nope. Bloody Slaughter. Okay. Bloody Slaughter and Savage Attack. So I'm sitting here writing this down on my Excel spreadsheet as I get this build figured out. I want to take Scion of Flames early, because I just don't want to forget it, is the thing. It's so key to making everything about her work. So this gets us up to level 6. Now here's where you go. You grab Sworn Enemy for her, 1 per encounter to also use with her other thing that she's going to get. So plus 20 damage and accuracy against marked targets, 1 per encounter. Really nice. So there's your Sworn Enemy. And now she's got double damage reduction on resting, and she gets Intense Flames, modifies Flames of Devotion, critical focus, Wrath of the Five Suns. This is the thing she gets. Whenever a paladin uses Sworn Enemy, 5 orbs of flame leap from her hand and fly towards the target. And they do burn damage. So, and then foe target mark, blah, blah, blah. So this is the thing you give her. Only she can get it because only her paladin order can do it. And she's the only character in the whole game that belongs to this paladin order. So we grab Wrath of the Five Suns. And she is done. And so now she is our offensive paladin juggernaut. And I need to rearrange people. Let's do it like this. Let's see. Swap you. Swap you. Okay, this is our group. All right, let's go. Let's go, everyone. So we got offensive paladin and defensive paladin. Pelagina set up to do mad offensive fire damage. And now what I need to do is
Your father sold you to the Brotherhood?
He hated me anyway. I was glad to be gone. The Dukes are my parents now. The Republics, my children.
That's an interesting way of looking at it.
And so the thing to do now is I need to take a look at some of the more special weapons in the game, because I had forgot that there are weapons in the game called soulbound weapons, which become really, really strong. And we want to make sure that we're not overlapping characters. And since we just redid him, this is really good. We're going to set him up with a knight. He's going to use knight specialty. It's a soldier knight, so that it'll give him bonuses with sword, because there's a really good just regular old longsword in the game for him. We're gonna want to make sure that we get a certain kind of weapon for Pelagina and a certain kind of weapon for me. My stuff's kind of set up right now. I know what I'm doing because I have I'm gonna grab weapon focused soldier, I think it is, because it's gonna give me great sword and it's gonna give me the pike. Because I'm the one who has to stay in second level. Palagina doesn't because she'll wear armor and she'll be fine. But I got to stay second level because I will get trashed if I don't. So, speak to Agosti at the Valen Embassy. We need to go there. We need to enter the catacombs to try to handle Dalton's things. So the catacombs are here. Where is their entrance at? Mysteries. It was somewhere. Where the hell was it? There's Bracken. The catacombs are right here. Okay. We're going to head over here. The whole group of us. I'm way ahead of everybody. Viscatus. It's the boy. So let's go do a little catacombing. Maybe we can find this for a friend. Who's this? Skinflint. Okay.
Right.
Let's go to the catacombs and see if we get trounced or not. This will be fun. Oh, and somebody else made a level. It's Aloth. Okay, let's see what we can do with Aloth then. We just keep cranking his lore. It's probably a good idea to give him some athletics after a while. Okay, so what does he have here? Spells. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Minolet's bounding missiles, and those jump. Repulsive visage. Terrified and sickened. Okay. Noxious burst has a 3.5 meter radius. Does corrode damage and sickens things. Sickens has all its character attributes by 1 and fortitude and will are reduced. A draining touch, which is really nice. Arcane dampener. What's this do? Suppressing all beneficial effects on enemies. Okay. This is basically going to be a slow for enemies. And this is an attack speed. Increase in speed and movement while draining his or her own endurance. We don't want to do that. Minor blights. Caster until weapon change. Creates a ball of energy in the caster's hand that can be thrown at an enemy, causing burn, freeze, corrode, or shock damage to anyone caught in the area of effect. Blights are continually replenished until the spell ends, and it's 78 seconds. That's really long. Man, I really kind of want to try that spell. I don't know. Is it any good? How much damage does it actually do, though? Well, we can respec him later if we have to. I'm curious about this. I kind of really want to try that. I want to see what that's like. All right. Arcane Veil. Plus 50 deflection. No. Penetrating Blast. Modifies Blast. It has damage resistance bypass. Okay. Or he gets a bonus second level spell. Bonus spells are always good. You can also give him interrupting blows. Increase the chance to cause an interrupt with any damaging attack. That's kind of nice. Heart of the Storm. Secrets of Rhyme. Damage reduction to freeze. Quick switch. All kinds of stuff. This, though, I think I'd rather just have a bonus spell. Acolyte's Radiance. That's typical. Okay, Aspirant's Mark. Nope. Enigma's Charm. We don't need any of those. Yeah, I think I've always taken bonus second level spells, but I'd like his blast gets used. You can use it 2 times per encounter, and a 5 damage reduction bypass is really nice. So I'm going to grab that. I think that's going to be kind of crucial. Considering how many times you can use that over the course of a game, that seems like a wise decision. All right, what do we have here? As you approach the dead man, you can feel the faint traces of his soul lingering, a stunned uncertainty holding in its place. When you near without warning, the soul hurries toward you as though you were a solitary light in the dank gloom of this place, come to usher it away. Its essence invades your consciousness. You are in a different body now, walking deeper into the catacombs, cloaked in a dark robe with a mask pulled over your face. You're following a familiar path along the canal, heading to a room built around a statue of a figure wearing a robe much like yours. Others await, clothed in hoods and shadows. Ahead is another figure dressed like you, traveling in the same direction. You don't know his name, and that's how it's supposed to be. Out of the darkness, something monstrous grabs the other figure. You turn to flee, but find yourself face to face with a troll. The panic pounding through your brain is interrupted by razor-edged teeth and claws. You snap yourself out of the dead man's memory. The corpse lies on the damp and grimy ground. His hood and mask are missing, and his clothes are shredded. As you regain awareness of what's happening around you, you realize that your head is in Pelagina's feathered hands. The golden eyes are peering into your own as though she is trying to catch a glimpse of activity lurking in the depths. As she sees your eyes respond, she wobbles her head a little and gives you a light slap. Letting go and stepping back, she regards you with concern. Everything going all right in there? Yeah. I'm just a watcher. Alright, what's in here?
Eyes open.
Trouble, maybe. What do we have here? Oh. Okay. We're gonna have to go fight this. Let's see. Who do we... Adair? Attack that thing.
What is it?
Herzog, what do you got here? This is... Oh, liberating. Great. Okay, and we gotta... Turn your focus on.
I'm ready.
Turn your focus on.
What is it?
Go hit this thing.
Yeah?
Stun all these guys.
I'm ready.
Gina, you have sworn enemy. Smack that thing.
Oh.
I will do my best to steal some defense off of it. Okay. Darling. Go like that.
Aye?
You've got damage reduction now, so see if you can help with that. What are you
is
doing
it?
there, Buster? Can you get through? Yeah, go. I need you to get up on that thing. There we are.
There.
You shoot. Oh, Aloth, you need to get out of trouble, buddy. Come back here. There you go. Like that. I don't think you can kick this thing, but give it a try. Palagina. Oh, have you still not nailed this thing with this yet? What are you doing, sister? What's your AI say? Last behavior. Aggressive. Aggressive. Safe. Palagina, what are you doing, darling? Hit this thing. Wait a minute. Is this only one per encounter or one? Yeah, one per encounter. See, it's supposed to do that. That's why it's awesome. She wasn't doing that right off the bat, though. I don't know why.
Right.
Might have to adjust my group settings here. Scooch up a little bit. Alright, what's in here? Anything
You'll
worthwhile?
never know I'm here.
Anything dangerous? More backers? Thurfords of Wollongong. Warlock Wormblade, the Swedish chef. It's funny. Clorn, working with the Lords of Justice to end the tyranny of the Harbingers of Death across the realms. And still cheaper than Van Doon. Remember, Dirk cannot be cursed, okay? It's all inside stuff, folks. Good for you. If I were going to pay money to put a message in a video game, the last thing I would do was make it so insider and so obscure that nobody could get it. Just, oh, people crack me up. Okay, what do we got? Are we all going after this guy? All right, Pelagina, zap this guy, and I will try to take his defenses from him.
Hey there.
Darling.
Stunzenet Bostenaar.
Yeah, and now zap him with that. You guys got the flames, so. How's he doing? He's dying.
Yeah.
I'm not getting through to hit him because I'm too far away. There we go. Poke the hell out of him. Still got points. Now we got him. Oh yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So, which
What is
guy?
it?
Alright, you're going after him. Okay. Go get that. You go get that.
Hi?
Spend some points
Hey
on
there.
that. Stun.
Yeah.
Can these things be paralyzed? We're gonna find out.
I'm ready.
A la Gina. Smack it.
Now.
Oh my god, she's awesome. That thing. That's just... She's gonna need a ranged weapon though. She's gonna need a ranged or a... I'd rather her just have a long pokey stick, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. What's in this door? What's over here? We're attacking this thing? Let's go this way.
Huh?
Petrified. Sounds like Aragorn. See, I love this. I love having both these R's on here. This is just fantastic.
Laying low.
More backers. Oh, what was this? It looked like... Is there a door? It looked like for a second we had the symbol of a door and you could open it, but nope.
A blade in the dark.
Yeah. Blade in the dark guy. Make sure
Worth a
there's...
look.
Make sure there's no traps up here in the dark. That's the thing. Yep. Okay, what do we have here? Cloak of Prevalent Shadows. What's that going to give us? +1 stealth. Well, probably not that important for us. We're more of a fighter and not a stealther. But there is a nice rogue that you come across later in the game, so there's always that.
Nice and quiet.
The problem is, who do you take out of the group to allow the rogue in? Really, the only option here is Aloth, because of the way my party's set up. Okay.
Nice and quiet.
What's in this room?
Worth a look.
My God, I'm getting hungry. I have a roast in the crock pot. You know, it's an all-day cooking thing, and that's just... It's just, delicious. Makes the whole house smell. But then, of course, you're hungry all day long going, oh my God, when am I going to get to eat that? I got forgiveness, a two-handed pistol. You might want that if you need a ranged weapon. You've got what? This fine pistol? I think you'd probably prefer to use that if you need to. Balagina. Darling, still looking for stuff here.
Keeping an eye out.
Oh, there we go. Everybody fight. Everybody
ready.
was kung fu fighting.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's a good curse.
Right.
Okay. Leave my priest alone, will you? You don't need to do this. Go over there for that one.
Well?
Big boy here is going to go for that one.
I'm ready.
Paladin is going to go for that. I'm going to do this.
Yes.
Aloth, help me with this guy over here. She's going to do that. They really like to attack my priest there, don't they? Like, we're coming after you, girly. Well then. There's a room here. Looks a little spooky.
Be cautious. Be constant.
This feels like Trap Central right here, doesn't it? Okay, let's shut this off for everybody then. We're going to have Adair run in there and grab somebody. Okay, Adair, move back. These things are coming. Whole entire group, just do this. Okay. Adair, my man, knock this thing down.
Yes.
You also get up in here.
Yeah.
I am going to try to just... No, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's do mind blades on these fools.
I'm ready.
Palagina, start shooting.
How may I help?
Aloth, start doing this.
Hey there.
There we go. Take that. More Aloth.
Yeah.
And I will try poking people. Can't. Yeah, don't have enough. Okay, everybody turn back on. Flames.
Gotta have something here that works.
We do. We got plenty of things that work.
I'm no pack mule. Let's offload this junk.
You're no pack mule? Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I got places for all your stuff to go. Fine greatsword. Yes. Fine leather armor. Alright.
Be cautious. Be constant.
What's going on in this room? More guys over here. Oh, lots of them. Okay. Let's see.
Hey there.
Nail these guys. Like that.
Yes.
Aloth. This might require you to kind of dart off to the side here.
I'm ready.
You've got a skeletal wizard. Please take him out. Feel free to just be done with him. I'm going to psycho-vampiric shield this guy while he's knocking him on the ground.
Yes.
Now I want you to kind of move here. Get ready to nail this guy.
How may I help?
Aloth, right over here, buddy. Give me... Yeah, like that. That'll work. That works. Smack those guys. Switch to your greatsword. Come over here,
I'm ready.
Palagina. Switch back to this. Go hit this. Okay. I got wizards here.
Yeah.
Why don't we try to charm one of them? What do they got? 18. He's badly injured. That one's injured. That one's injured. I'm going to do this, and
Hey
she's
there.
going to... She's going to do this. You're going to move a little bit. Now, their vessels launch. Oh, yeah, baby. What's going on here? You attack him. Me, what am I doing? I'm attacking this human skeleton. Okay. Let's paralyze it. Who's with me? Darius? That's me. Who's with me? Karzig. Okay.
Well,
Cars, hit this thing with that.
I'm ready.
Palagina, you're hitting this one. Okay.
Hey there.
Aloth, you got one more that you can use already. There we are. I can also paralyze that one. There we go. Yay! The looting.
Right.
The time-honored tradition of looting. What do we have over here?
Nice.
Anything dangerous? Nope, just some cash. What do you got there, buddy? Corpse.
Found something.
Oh, yes, we did. Oh, boss man. Oh, yes, more traps.
Worth a look.
Yep. There they are. All the traps. What's in this room? Oh, we got some critters here. Who is this? Helig of Thane. Hey, that was the... We recognize that name. A lone figure in tattered robes shuffles across the chamber, muttering under its breath. As you approach, the figure halts and swivels its head towards you. Its haggard visage is a labyrinth of wrinkles and sores overgrown by moss-like beard. What's this? Who disturbs Helig's work? Its voice rattles and gurgles like that of a drowning man. You're Helig? Dalton sent me to look for Rowyna. He leans back and bursts into raucous laughter. His threadbare robes drift apart, revealing an amulet and a ragged wound running from chest to throat. It spatters a black viscous fluid on the floor with every cackle. That old fool is still alive. I do hope he still doesn't bear a grudge for that incident. It was so very long ago. Dalton believes that Rowyna is in the catacombs. Helig seems to restrain another bout of chuckling. Oh, you could say that. If you were to retrieve my grimoire from Modred, I'd let you in on this secret. All right. What do you need me to do? When animancy started gaining popularity, came to Defiance Bay in hopes of finding a place where my research would meet with more acceptance. Worked at the Brackenberry Sanitarium for a few months when I met Modred. He spits a glob of black blood on the floor. Let's just say Modred and I didn't see eye to eye. Got so bad we were threatening to kill each other on a daily basis. Obviously that bastard made good on his threat. He runs a jagged fingernail along his oozing wound. Sank a dagger in my chest while I was sleeping and dumped my body in the catacombs. If Modred killed you, how are we having this conversation? I preserved my mind and my memories with Engwithan magic and a few timely preparations. He looks at his rotting hands. Yet now my soul is anchored to this decaying husk. His claw-like hands clench into fists. Modred stole a life from me and left me with this wrecked corpse and this craving. He clutches at his stomach and glances at you hungrily, but only for a second. Modred keeps all that is precious to him in a trunk in his laboratory, just as he stole my grimoire. He offers you a key with a claw-like hand. Your way to Brackenberry Sanitarium, then. Bring me my grimoire and my revenge. You can have your Rowyna. Chokes on a burbling chuckle. If there's nothing else, be on your way. Well then, that earns us a lot, doesn't it? Okay. I'm not going to explore the whole thing. The rest of the... I don't know that there is a whole bunch to explore, but we're going to go out. We can... Obviously, we have to come back here so we can explore the other passages later and anywhere else that might go. And if there's anything over here, it looks like there is. Across the bridge, there'll be some more room over here. But we'll go deal with this Modred first. Brackenberry. Okay. Modred the punk. Let's go to Brackenberry then. Nighttime. Do we want to rest first because our priest is so banged up? I think we do. Seems like a good idea. Besides, it's nighttime. Everybody's going to be tired, sleepy, want a pint of ale,
Greetings.
and a little rest. Give me the common room, baby. Now we will go find this loser. And it's still dark. Quick, fleet feet, Brackenberry. All right. Well then, we just kind of skipped through this area before. Let's see if there's something. There's House Dominal, Raymont Manor, the Charred Barrel, the Sanitarium. Isn't that where you said we had to go? Sanitarium. Okay. What's the quest say? Travel to Brackenberry Sanitarium. All right. We can do that. I'm going to travel like this instead of clicking on the overland map because I don't want to miss the party banter. Sanitarium is up here. Huh. Interesting. What's interesting? Who are you? Nedian. Let's talk to this person. Nedian.
Gods keep you.
A woman stands in the shade of the garden, muttering to herself. She's fixated on the pages of a large and well-worn tome, seemingly oblivious to the blooming flowers and the cool, fragrant breeze. She only looks up when your shadow crosses her page. Do you mind? I'm rather busy. What are you so busy with? She snaps her book shut. I'm studying soul attachment. We all know that souls move into people at birth and out of them at death. But we still have a lot of questions about what makes them stick, so to speak. What do you mean about making them stick? She brushes a stray lock from her forehead. Souls power bodies and give their tissues life, but only when they're firmly attached. It's separation that leads to a whole spate of soul-related ailments, including the Hollowborn. But if we understood how to reattach souls, we could end Widewind's legacy, maybe even conquer death. She scratches behind her ear. That's the theory, anyway. Unfortunately, I don't have all of the research I need to put it into practice. What exactly do you need? There's a manuscript called The Theorems of Pangram. It contains research from Pangram's experiments on detached souls. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries is rumored to have a copy of it in the Elder Archives. I have heard of this book, Palagina says. Back in Salona, I think, but never seen it. Many animancers speak of it with awe. The theorems could advance my research by leaps and bounds, but Grimda, the High Archivist, worships a whale, which means she has some paradoxical views on sharing and restricting knowledge. And since she's not exactly a proponent of animancy, she tends to restrict the kinds of information that would be useful to me. Maybe she could be persuaded. You're welcome to try. but you wouldn't be the first. Ah, she sighs. Look at me spilling my troubles. It's kind of you to listen, but I should really get back to my work. Anything else? No. But if I get a chance, I will swing by that way. The theorems. All right. Retrieve Aleg's research from Modrig's laboratory. Well, where is Modrig's laboratory? Head Warden Ethelmore. Warden, an animancer from the Republic's Bancello has requested a visit. Extend a formal invitation. See to it that the necessary preparations are made. So much like our throne in Cadnua, we have this. Head Warden Ethelmore. A well-maintained statue of a middle-aged man presides over the room, looking down, unblinking, over the bustle of harried academics pestering by the hopeful desperate. A strong warmth emanates from it that you could sense from across the room. There is a human soul stored beneath the stonework. You feel its attention turned towards you. It has been some time since a watcher graced these halls. His voice echoes deeply, rumbling the floor beneath you. I am envious of your natural insights, traveler. I can only imagine how it might have helped my work in life. Now, what is it that has brought you to my sanitarium? I'm looking for an animancer named Modred. Modred, of course. You will find him downstairs in the first room on the right. Thank you. Tell me about the sanitarium. A history lesson? This is a rare pleasure. Most come in here only concerned with cheating death in one way or another. We are an old institution as Deerwood goes. This is our 94th year. As with many cities, the growth of Defiance Bay brought with it a host of problems. One of the worst was that those born with, shall we say, ill-favored souls came to populate its streets in droves, thus the sanitarium. Brackenberry was a natural fit. It was growing, but there was also a lot of money here back then. This place owes its survival to the curiosities of the wealthy more than anything, I think. Our founding came at a time of great suspicion in animancy, much like today. So much progress has been lost to the mishaps of a few careless practitioners. But in time it was forgotten, as all things are. Since then, we have been at the forefront of animancy's resurgence. We have played host to many gifted researchers and pushed the boundaries of our knowledge in ways never thought possible. Some of the first safe transferences were done here, and we have pioneered work in soul purification, lineage analysis, preservation. It's really quite a list, if you'll pardon my pride. Today it's, well, I can't say it's exactly the same. There have been some push to shut us down. It comes from Deerwood's more excitable denizens, whose minds are more passionate than thoughtful, I'm afraid. People see this legacy, and they see it involves something they don't understand. So it's natural for them to suspect people whose understanding exceeds theirs. It looks to them like we're hiding something. We have a representative in the palace this very moment, defending the entire science of animancy at a hearing before the Duke, absurd as it sounds. If it does not go well, it could be the end of animancy in the Deerwood. I fear Avar may be swayed by all this unrest, irrational though it may be. Farewell. So downstairs. First room on the right, and then there's this. What do we have here? Sketches of Nguithan ruins and artifacts. Anything interesting? A book. A deer customs. Sure, we'll take it. Let's go this way. Sanitarium guard. Let's go find our friend Modred. Where is he? Mr. Modred. They say first room on the right? Is that... Who's this? Modred, yes. Well, this'll be interesting. He's all by himself. An animancer scribbles feverishly on a parchment scroll while his free hand dances through the air, counting off unseen objects. His lips move in silent discourse. As your shadow falls over his scroll, he looks at you with mingled perplexity and irritation.
Welcome.
Can I help you? What are you working on? My area of focus is wicks, whites. I always want to say wicks because that's what it looks like, but it's whites. More specifically, how to cure them. What's a white? A hollowborn who received a transplanted animal soul during infancy. One of Animancy's early efforts to cure the legacy, if not a successful one. He removes his spectacles and wipes his brow. They show signs of developmental abnormalities throughout their childhood, but when they reach adolescence, they become aggressive, feral, but still victims in need of care. Transplanting animal souls into children seemed like an odd solution. We Animancers were trying to do something about the crisis, better than letting it swallow a generation of children. He stares at a fixed point on the far wall. And despite the controversy, it only went so far because, at first, it seemed to work. People called it the salvation. Children that had never been responsive to any kind of stimuli suddenly seemed aware of their surroundings, of their families. He takes a slow breath. The complications don't begin until puberty, but that's when the incompatibilities between body and soul take shape. Children become violent, ravenous. But we paid dearly for our mistake, I promise you. Angry mobs hunted down Animancers and burned down their homes, with them still inside, often as not. People took to calling it the cruel salvation, and many still loathe us for it. But we wanted to stop the legacy as much as anyone. The public begged for our help, and we did the best we could. I still don't know if that absolves us. Why do you study whites? He huffs. What kind of question is that? Just think of all the families that could be healed, the lives that could be restored. What could be more important? His face is reddened and he turns away from you for a moment. Animancy has an answer here, I know it. It's simply a matter of working it out. Let's see. Does the name Hillig mean anything to you? Mordred starts. Hillig? He is a colleague of mine. He was primarily a necromancer, but he was involved in animancy too. He worked at the sanitarium for several years. I dare say everyone here has heard of him. He left his post recently. I believe he was seeking new opportunities in the Valen Republics. He leans forward. The advances they're making in animancy really are quite remarkable. Surely you've heard. Or perhaps you haven't. Do you know a woman named Rowyna? No, I don't. Get out of the sanitarium very much. Yeah, about Helig. As I said, he no longer works here. I've heard differently. He slides his spectacles down his nose. Just what are you insinuating? This is your idea of a joke. I assure you it's in very poor taste. Yeah, I insinuate nothing. Subtlety isn't my style. You wouldn't. Quit wasting my time, Animancer. Wait! Mordred shoots you a baleful look. There's no need for that. I confess it. I killed that beast because nobody else had the spine for it. He was a madman. Years of perverse experiments, twisting healthy souls, torturing damaged souls. And for what? He flayed the essence from Glenfathan indignants for his amusement. He waves down the hall. If the public had known half of his deeds, they'd have razed this place to the ground. He jabs his finger on the desk. He used the sanitarium to disguise his own sick proclivities, brought shame on all of us, and put the entire discipline at risk. I regret nothing. Anyway, now you know the whole grisly story. Helig's soul returned to his corpse through sinister magic. He wants revenge. No doubt, Mordred says. But now you understand why I killed him, why someone had to. If he sent you, I can only hope I can convince you to return and slay him once and for all. He said you stole a grimoire from him. Modred's brow furrows. His grimoire? What's that madman been telling you? He said you kept it in that trunk over there. Modred takes the key with a trembling hand, his eyes darting to the trunk behind you. You've been misled. There's no grimoire here, and Helig never intended you to find one. That wretched thing has an insatiable hunger for blood. He shudders. Thank you for denying him. I hope I can convince you now to return and slay him once and for all. He has something I need. I don't know what he's promised you, but he's already lied to you about the grimoire. I don't have it. If what I have told you about that evil, deceitful man hasn't swayed you, I don't know what else to say. Trust him at your own peril. I see, said the blind man. Now, can we see what's in here? In the corner of Modred's lab rests a large weathered trunk. It seems like it did contain something important, if only by virtue of its size. Nothing grabs your attention. Open the trunk. A heavy lock. Okay, so we can't do anything with that trunk now because we gave him the key. Well then, let's go back and see our man here. I have the distinct inclination the time that I played through this game before, I did not walk away from that encounter without bloodshed, so...
How stay so optimistic? The world has not given your kind much reason to hope.
You get to a certain point and you realize you got two options. You can go mad with grief and tear out all your hair and check yourself into the sanitarium, or you can wait for better days.
Well, feathers in my case. But I understand your point.
Copper Lane, let's go see if we can conclude this with a little fisticuffs on the old man here. Well now. And off they run. 5 in a line and 1 by himself. The race is on. Oh, hold on. Gotta grab all the loot. Well, this will be interesting. Do I want to try to fight all these things all at once, or do I want to go back to the choke point? Yeah, we'll do it. Let's do it like this. Adair, talk to this guy. Did you find my grimoire? Yeah. You told me about your experiments. I can't let your research continue. Helig lets out a bubbling hiss of frustration. You're even more self-righteous than he is. If it were left to people like Modred, animancy would be little more than sorting and Gwithan pottery. We'd be as stuck in time as those hut dwellers. He gestures at the table in front of him. Everyone wants immortality, but nobody wants to know what it costs. A tremor passes through him. He clutches at his stomach. Costs, indeed. There's a purpose yet that you can serve. Yeah, that's not going to happen, pal. I'm going to do that.
What is it?
You're going to go over here and fight that one.
Hey there.
She's going to interdict everybody. Like that.
How may I help?
Aloth. You want to do a miasma of dull-mindedness on him? That might help him.
I'm ready.
Paladina. Go torch this guy. And I will try to... Can I paralyze him? Let's find out. I don't need to paralyze him. He just flat out died. Holy cow. Sister, get up here. Yeah, get over here, because then you can just do that. Wow. That was some flamey stuff right there. Okay, who's a revenant, and that revenant badly injured, badly injured. Well, let's just paralyze it then.
Show him how it's done!
Oh my god, we torched him. Okay. He's got some stuff here. Aloth, you got a bunch of books here. Gonna see if we got any spells in there that... What is this? Of will? A soul prowls within the bloodstone like a caged Stelgar. It's filled with fierce, restless energy. Who are you? You see an image in your mind of a woman in a heavy leather armor bearing twin daggers. Next to her is a man young and handsome who calls her Rowyna. The vision shifts to a windswept plain next to a lake. 50 men and women in matching leathers lay dead, their bodies contorted and deformed by some sinister sorcery. Rowyna falls among them, her body collapsing next to the young man you saw earlier. She's too weak to speak, but the name Dalton appears in your mind. A lone figure strides across the battlefield, barely bothering to step over the corpses. His eyes are filled with an unnatural light and fixed on Rowyna. He reaches out to her, and what little life remained in her body departs. When he takes the amulet from around her neck, you feel her anguished soul trapped within it. With a final contemptuous glance at the fallen Dalton, the man departs. Dalton sent me to find you. The soul pulses with warmth, fills your mind with memories of a young man who's both bold and generous. But fury and despair gnaw those images away until all you can feel are cold crimson walls pressing against you and something loathsome feeding off you as the years fade into decades. What do you want? You see an image of the amulet shattered and the soul inside rising and dissipating among the stars. Farewell. Okay, return to Dalton. So then there's this. There's just a fine robe. Fine, put it there. Do this. Need you to just grab this, buddy. Anything else in here?
Keeping an eye out.
Tarnish locket. Okay. Nothing else.
Right.
Well, we can finish out the rest of this on the next episode and we'll return to Dalton. So this is where we'll leave it. I like it. This is the party. This is the party we'll go through most of the game with, and every now and then we'll swap out Aloth for a different character for story purposes. But this is set up nicely. I like it. Folks, thanks for hanging out with me. As usual, if you dig it, give it a thumbs up. Leave your questions and comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Until then, happy gaming, everyone, and don't burp yourself to death like I'm doing.